This is Blood's Bloodsaw, and you're watching The Squared Circle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is August 26th, 2014. I'm Hollywood J. Williams, along with Mr. John Zimmerman, and the Thunderous One, as usual. How are you this evening, sir?
Good. You, Hollywood.
Not too bad, not too
Hey,
bad.
congratulations, you got the date correct this week.
I know I'm doing something right today, at least.
Maybe it was that ice water over his head.
Yeah,
Right.
the bucket challenge.
The Bucket Challenge. Later on, we'll be showing you my Ice Bucket Challenge experience and my open challenge to 3 separate candidates, one of which has gladfully accepted. The other 2 I'm still waiting to hear back from. But we're coming off a great Monday Night Raw last night. Really informative start as Hall of Famers gathered for the first ever Hall of Fame forum as they weighed in on the rematch coming up for Night of Champions as John Cena tries to take his WWE title back from Brock Lesnar.
You know what? I have a new theme song for John Cena. Ragdoll.
Test dummy.
Test dummy. Yeah, crash test dummy.
Well,
Crash
you
test
know, you
dummy.
got tossed around by a
Tackle-
ragdoll.
Right,
tackling
a
dummy.
ragdoll.
Tackling dummy.
You
I
should
got
get a
you. 4
job. You should
seasons.
get a job with the NFL as a tackling dummy.
Yeah, there you go.
I see that happening again.
I absolutely see that happening again.
I'd have to third it.
Now, if you took a brutal beating like that from anybody, why would you want to take another brutal beating like that from anybody?
Well, obviously,
Glutton for punishment.
right. He's not going to go in thinking he's going to take another beating.
But the reality of it is, he's going to take another beating.
More than likely, but of course he's got to invoke his rematch clause.
And of course, the Heartbreak Kid and Ric Flair basically said the same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
but Hogan was on John Cena's side. So
Well, of course.
He had Hulk Hogan sticking up for him. The
Sure.
other 2 took the.
Well, have you noticed Cena's wearing the red now, much like Hogan?
I didn't catch that.
Have you caught that?
No, that's a good observation.
Yep.
Huh. I didn't catch that.
He's saying that John Cena needs a manager. My client, John Cena, brother.
Right. That would be fun. And then Hogan can challenge Heyman to a match.
Right?
That I'd like to see.
If Hulk Hogan's going to ever wrestle again, he wants a simple opponent like that.
Yeah.
That I'd like to see.
I don't know. I think at this point Heyman can take a bigger bump than Hogan.
Probably, definitely. Also, so that was very interesting. Like we said, Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair playing up what everybody, the reality of the situation here with John Cena facing Brock Lesnar again. And Flair said it best that he doesn't see it happening again. And Hogan, yeah, like you said, sticking up for him.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with that, but
Well, I mean, if you look at in Hogan's time, he was the John Cena, or John Cena is the Hogan of our era. You know, the consummate winner, babyface, and always above all odds.
he
hulked
sees a lot
up.
of he sees a lot of Cena in himself.
Yeah, of course.
In other words.
So.
But
Yeah.
the Bobbsey twins, as I call them now.
The Bobby twins. Right.
But I mean, the whole reason to bring out this Hall of Famers, they were up against the Emmys last night, and to bring out Shawn Michaels, who you rarely see, and then Flair and Hogan was to draw some viewers in away from the opening of the Emmys. But you had the Emmys on the other station celebrating some of the best acting on television, and then you had the Bellas celebrating some of the worst acting
Oh
on
my
television.
God, that was pitiful.
Oh, they were horrible. Horrible.
I was literally laughing watching that.
Oh, it was awful.
Why wouldn't you, regardless if somebody's hitting you like that, whether they're your sister or not, why wouldn't you just fight back?
Cause,
Why would you stand there and cry?
It was just horrible, and Jerry was just as bad. Jerry the King Lawler,
Yep.
hanging up. Well, it was just
Jerry the King Lawler
atrocious.
trying to play peacemaker.
yeah, atrocious.
Well, I know we've never seen sister versus sister, but siblings in wrestling fighting each other is played out at this point.
You know, talking about siblings in wrestling, the Usos are on their 175th day of holding the WWE Tag Team Championship. They are they are fifth in line at the moment for holding that particular title.
The longest.
Yes. Don't quote me on the other four, but they're fifth in line.
But they're fifth in line.
Yeah, for the WWE Tag Team, not the World Tag Team that no longer exists.
Right.
Because I believe it was Demolition that holds that record, and that'll never be broken because those titles aren't around anymore. But for this incarnation of the title, the Usos are fifth in line at 175 days.
What's the longest reign, though?
It wasn't that much more. I know Miz and Morrison had it for 250, I think it was. So they're not that far behind. But
So
we'll see.
it's all in recent memory.
Yes. So we'll see if the other brothers, the Rose brothers, can take it away from them. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Should be pretty interesting. I think it's time for somebody else besides the Usos. Usos are getting a little. I mean, to me, I think they're kind of boring. I don't think they're too exciting at all. I mean, I think their father was a lot better. More talented.
They need just an update on their gimmick, or some new moves.
I'd like to see maybe the Rowan and Harper.
You got a point.
It'd be interesting.
You got a point there.
I think that would liven things up.
Yeah.
They could do a four corners very easily.
Yeah.
Usos, Goldust and Stardust, the Ryback team, possibly, and Rowan and Harper.
Well, rumor has it that Ryback quit, but that's just rumor and speculation right now.
Rumor and speculation right now.
But
We'll have to I get one of our investigative reporters, our crack staff.
Get right
out
on
there.
that, crack staff.
Get right on that. Break is over at 8 o'clock. When we go off the air, I expect you to find out if Ryback quit or not. And I expect an answer before I go to bed this evening at 2 a.m.
Wow.
Am I putting my foot down or what?
Yeah,
I'm putting my foot down right now.
Wow.
That's it. Anyway, we'll talk more about John Cena versus Brock Lesnar next a little later on, and the dramatic implications of getting another beating and what that could do to John Cena in his career later on. But for SmackDown
Can you say
viewers,
vacation?
for SmackDown viewers, however many of them there are, as the show often tends to be a rerun of Raw. If you saw Raw, I mean, you're seeing basically almost the same matches on SmackDown, a little tweaked a little bit.
Yep.
For those of you that look forward to watching your SmackDown every Friday night, skip the bar scene, whatever, or maybe you're just not into that. You just would rather just stay home and watch SmackDown. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Your beloved SmackDown, starting effective October 2nd, will be seen on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. They are moving to a new night per Sci-Fi.
Well, finally, there's something good on Thursday night.
Yeah, finally.
They will
something
move
good
back to
watch.
Thursday starting October 2nd. The final Friday night airing will be September 26th. Sci-Fi had only released TV air dates through September until releasing the October schedule this past weekend. The October 2nd start date coincides with WWE's new contract with NBC Universal kicking off for this fall season.
Forget those other shows on Thursday nights.
What other shows on Thursday nights?
What other show? Wait, say it. You hum it all the time. That's all I know. That and well, there is something sort of exciting.
The show with the dog riding the elephant.
Oh,
Right. That there is something exciting on Thursday nights. I think it's kind of. I wonder what they're going to do with NXT on the network.
Wednesday night?
They'll move to Wednesday night. Is that a thought or is that a definite? It's official.
See, our
Okay.
crack staff does some good.
They do. That's very very good work.
Okay, here's my thought. Okay, now it's moving to Thursday, but it's still gonna be pre-taped.
Correct.
Why wouldn't they put it on Tuesday? They don't want to do 2 live back-to-back?
No. I mean, I think 2 nights in a row. I don't think you're going to get an audience to watch 2 nights in a row.
Right.
You need a little break there.
Do you think they'll still pick up the audience though, even though the spoilers are already out? I mean, most people.
I mean, the
already,
spoilers are out now.
Most people already know. By the time SmackDown's on the air, they already know.
They already know what's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
There's Raw spoilers anyway,
Yeah.
or Raw teasers.
Teasers, yeah.
Do you think they'll get more audience on Thursday?
I think it'll probably remain
I think
the
it's
same.
going to improve it a little bit.
You think?
I think so because some people don't stick to the homestead on Friday
On Friday
nights.
night, yeah.
You know, even if they're out watching movies or bowling or whatever.
Right.
Or tossing a few back?
What's that?
Tossing a few back.
But they are going against Thursday Night Football, NFL, which is going to be a tough schedule. NFL is the largest sport in the United States right
It's
now.
the largest sport in the United States. Wrestling has its following, and there is such a thing called DVR.
Right.
So we'll have to see what happens.
But if you're looking at demographics, that 18 to 35-year-old male is the NFL demographic as well as the WWE primary demographic. So it's going to be interesting.
Somebody getting DVR'd,
Yeah.
most likely.
More than likely, SmackDown will get the DVR because
Oh yeah.
sports are mainly alive.
So what's the date on the first loss for the New York Jets?
That stands for just end the season, right?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know much about football. I know it's like a cylindrical object you throw and you
That's for you,
bash
Mr.
into each
McCarver.
other.
Yeah.
And Jets stands for just end the season. But that's about all I know. So starting October 2nd, we'll see what happens. See if who wins the ratings war between the NFL and Vince McMahon.
NFL. Guaranteed.
I say NFL.
Yeah,
NFL.
it's a no-brainer.
NFL most likely.
But that's only
That's only going to be. That's only going to be seasonal anyway.
Correct. So, but I mean, it's going to be at the height of the football season. I wonder what game is on that particular Thursday night.
Well, maybe it's a Jet game, so
Right, nobody will watch it.
Well, how long has Monday Night Football not been, or is it still on? Or
It's still on. Yeah,
It's-
that goes for 16 weeks.
that goes for 16 weeks on Monday nights,
Yep.
and so they already face Raw on Monday night.
Correct. Right.
And I'm sure they don't really. I'm sure the Monday Night Football does a lot better,
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
of course.
But it should be interesting to move to Thursday night, and of course that other show that used to be on Thursday night is now moved to Wednesday night, and we'll see
yeah.
how long that lasts.
You mean that other organization that used to be? It's on Spike TV, right?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Viking Packers.
Vikings, Packers.
I'll be watching the
Oh.
Vikings.
You have anything exciting to talk about as far as TNA? They're not going to be around too much longer. anyway.
TNA got an
I'm trying
offer.
to stay awake, honestly.
TNA got an offer from a station called Velocity, which is owned by, I believe, the Discovery Network, and it's a channel that's only available on Dish Network. So they're going to cut their viewership down to, I think, 50 million homes if they take that deal. But my prediction would be that Spike TV lets their current contract run out with TNA and renegotiates at a lower rate to keep them on the air
Keep them right where they
on
are.
Spike TV.
So they're not really going to go anywhere. They'll just stay on Wednesday nights.
TNA is consistent with approximately 1 million viewers, which for Spike TV is one of their higher rated programs. So they're not going to want to lose that 1 million viewers. And they still have the deal, Spike TV still has a deal with Bellator. So they want to keep that, again, that 18 to 35-year-old male demographic where it is. Because that is a coveted spot for advertisers. That's all they're worried about. It's all a money thing. So right
the
now,
only, the only other company that could possibly stand in would be ROH, but the thing I bought those DVDs
Yeah.
from the event a
Yes.
couple weeks ago at Coney Island.
yeah,
And I was looking through some of them. I mean, they're really, really great, phenomenal matches showing you people that are made it in the WWE.
yeah,
This is before they were there. Like
Yeah,
CM
of course.
Punk, Daniel Bryan,
Cesaro.
Cesaro, Seth Rollins,
Right.
Tyler Black back then.
Yeah,
It's really good as far as action's concerned, but you have to put yourself. I think I might have said this last week. You have to put yourself in the mindset that these are really long matches.
Yeah.
Some of these things go 45 minutes to an hour.
and the production value isn't there.
Right.
You know, I mean, the camera shots are fewer, and the lighting isn't as good. So, I think that Ring of Honor, in order to get a national contract, they're going to have to change their production, and possibly, like you said,
Some of their fundamentals. I mean, it's great for people that like the what they call catch, go
Right.
in there and just wrestle. And I couldn't even tell who was heel or babyface, to be honest with you. And it's almost like that'd be the polar opposite of the WWE.
right?
And I'm not putting them down for. I mean, I appreciate seeing what I saw. Don't get me wrong, but nowadays people have shorter attention spans, as they say, and you might want to just
Right.
shorten the matches up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if they boost their production value and they tweak the product a little bit, not to mimic the WWE, but like you said, to get into that mindset of a shorter match, and possibly hone the definition of their character.
Yeah.
But
Get a storyline here and there.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay to go in and talk smack for a few minutes here and there, not to the extent that WWE does.
right.
I wouldn't mind. I'd love to be able to see ROH just once
But
on TV.
their current show is only 1 hour long, which I appreciate that, because I think 3 hours of Raw is just ridiculous, because they're only repeating, at
Yep.
at the top of each hour.
I've said that many times. We've all said it, that it
Yeah.
needs to go back to 2 hours.
2 hours is optimal. I
have
would
some
think
Ring of
90
Honor
minutes.
news if you want me to share it with you.
Yeah, while we're
Well,
talking, while we're on the subject.
All right. ahead.
While we're on the subject, I'll just fast forward to that.
Yeah.
As far as you wanting to see a pay-per-view, Final Battle, as I believe, there's two of them. There's an internet pay-per-view coming up September 6th called All-Star Extravaganza. It's from Toronto. You can see for the Ring of Honor title, Michael Elgin taking on Jay Briscoe. And for the tag titles, Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks in 2 out of 3 falls. I hear a lot of great things about the Young Bucks. It
Yeah.
used to be Generation Me back in TNA.
Yeah.
Also,
You just said that dirty word again.
I know. AJ Styles goes one-on-one with Adam Cole. AJ Styles was exciting, though.
Absolutely. I
without a
love
doubt.
AJ Styles.
Without a doubt.
Definitely.
As we've said over and over, I mean, the talent level is there, and the in-ring performance is just, probably the top of anyone's game right now. Better than TNA, better than
I
WWE.
agree. I agree.
And as we said, the production value needs to be there, and then, like you said, maybe a shorter match, and define
Right.
the characters. But I think that would come with again with a good
60-minute
production
match, you
team.
do 30-minute matches here and there, whatever. I mean, that's
It
fine.
should be an exception, yeah.
Right. Just not all the time. I mean, but also I'm thinking about purchasing tickets for this one here. Final Battle pay-per-view happens. They in fact they mentioned it back in Coney Island.
Yep.
Terminal 5 in New York City and Manhattan. Stars announced so far include the Ring of Honor World Champion Michael Elgin, the Tag Champs Red Dragon, TV Champion Jay Lethal. I'm sure that guy was there. He's going to be really excited about that. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, former champ Adam Cole, the Briscoes, and Maria Kanellis.
Yep.
And that's going to be apparently on pay-per-view, from what I understand.
Yes.
So that
And
might be Tom's
what was the
next
date on that?
opportunity.
December.
When is that one, Jay?
Terminal 5 in New York City. I got to find out exactly.
I think it was the first week of December.
First week in December. I don't have the date written down. I
Yeah.
forgot to write down the date.
December
December
7th.
December 7th, live and on pay-per-view,
Yep.
regular pay-per-view.
I have to mark that down.
I
It's
mean,
going to be more than $9.99, but
yeah, but
it's kind of worth it.
you're going to get a better show.
And then Tommaso Ciampa, who is, I guess, the former champion, is, quote, suspended, unquote, after crossing the line by attacking the ring crew and announcer Bobby Cruz after losing his belt to Michael Elgin this past Saturday in Chicago. Interesting. They are, I guess this is one of their first delves into doing storyline angles, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get back to you on more about that one.
Well, I really hope that Ring of Honor steps up their game a little bit and does become a major player. Especially with TNA on the verge of possibly going out. Yeah.
Right.
And this Global Force Wrestling really hasn't taken off yet. Jeff Jarrett's product.
Right.
So the opportunity is there, and it's there for the taking for Ring of Honor to really push their game. And if Spike TV does not deal with TNA,
That's
I
something
think
they're going to have to talk to.
yeah, I really think so.
Even though on some of the DVDs that the WWE puts out, they've shown Ring of Honor footage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's something else that I wonder about. It seems like there's some kind of working relationship there.
Well, it's a good source of income for Ring of Honor. Because as you mentioned, they do have quite a few of the talent that came from Ring of Honor, and it's a good source of income to help them go to that next level.
Yep.
Right.
And as we all know, Vince had some sort of working deal with ECW, going all the way back. When before Vince actually bought ECW, he was helping, and they had a talent trade with Paul Heyman. So Vince and Paul Heyman worked together, even though they were in competition, and it was more behind the scenes, and people speculated, but they did have some talent that they would cross over, and Paul Heyman did get some money to help him keep afloat. Well, it's possible that that could be the same arrangement. Hey,
I don't think there's anything wrong with friendly competition.
No, and the WWE uses that footage to enhance their product, and Ring of Honor can use the money that they're going to get from that footage to enhance their product. So it's a win-win for both sides.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully we can find some friendly competition there. Whatever.
I'd gladly welcome the competition.
Yeah.
Just to see a new product out there.
Yeah, especially if WWE is the only game in town, it's going to become stale. It's becoming stale as it is. And then if they have no competition whatsoever, nobody even in their rearview mirror at all.
They went through a few years of that.
Yeah.
Once they split the roster and before TNA actually got onto Spike.
Right.
I think
There
it
you
was
go
TNA.
again with that dirty word.
It did get a little stale. When I first saw that TNA, it was exciting to begin with.
Oh yeah.
It was an adrenaline rush to begin with.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like taking 2 bottles of NyQuil at once.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it's come to this, but
anyway, this whole talk about TNA's putting me to sleep. Why don't let's talk. I'm going to show some footage in just a moment here. But back, just give me 1 second.
It's not cell phone footage, is it?
It's not cell phone
No.
footage. It's done with an actual camera.
HD.
Everybody might know what the ALS Bucket Challenge is. But it's a little more than people have to understand something about this, because I think the message is going away here with some people. Is the whole point in doing this to yourself is to raise awareness for a debilitating disease known as Lou Gehrig's, ALS. Usually if you're challenged and you turn it down, I guess the rules are you donate $100 to ALS. If not, you still can donate. And I'm going to be donating It's to raise awareness. It's fun. It's a funny, laughable thing to do. Nobody would ever think to do something like this in their normal lives without bringing awareness. I just want everybody to realize, remember the importance of it's to raise awareness of this illness. So that being said, I know you guys, neither one of you were really totally interested in dumping buckets of ice water over your heads, but I took one for I took a challenge accepted. I accepted a challenge by the host of a new program on ATV called Good News Now, Dan Hoff, and a guy we dealt with before, Mr. Trivia from the Top Rope Report. They both challenged me. Dan challenged me Wednesday night. Trivia challenged me Thursday morning. So I didn't exactly know what to do about it. So what I did is I just combined both challenges into one bucket. So here we go. My gift to everybody: the Hollywood J. Williams Ice Bucket Challenge. Please enjoy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hollywood J. Williams, host of the Squared Circle. I'm here to do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I was called out by this man here, Dan Hoff, as well as Mr. Trivia, Mike Kanata of the Top Rope Report. I am calling out right now Bad News Bob and Mr. Mike Cuomo of the new hit TV show Double Trouble, which can be seen Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock on BCTV, Brantford Community Television, Cable 18, Channel 99 AT&T U-verse. I'm also calling out that from PWA, that B-plus monkey himself, Saru. Saru, you're going to do this. You're definitely going to do it, buddy, if you have any guts whatsoever. And former radio personality from 99.1 Spirit FM in Batangas, Philippines, DJ Ricky Gonda. We are all ready to go. Lots of ice in here, just like Triple H. Whoa! That's brisk.
Hollywood, taking one for the team.
Took one for the team there.
There you go.
But
That was brisk.
I see he called out Saru.
I called out Bob and Mike, Bad News Bob and Mike Cuomo from
Double Trouble. Yep.
Yeah.
And I called out the B-plus monkey himself. It has the B-plus monkey. Now, I slacked everyone. I gave everybody more than the 24 hours that you're supposed to only get 24 hours.
Right.
And I've slacked everyone. One person's accepted so far and done their challenge. I don't have that footage available, unfortunately. But that one person is not the B-plus monkey himself, who seems to have disappeared. Maybe he's in a zoo somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, pretty big words there,
Maybe,
Hollywood.
I know.
maybe he hasn't paid his electric bill in the zoo, and he hasn't seen.
Well, I don't know. I know he's got opposable thumbs, but I mean, can he use the internet? Saru?
I believe so. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I'll admit it, yeah, I got his Facebook page too. But where is he?
I don't know.
He's making a monkey out of you.
Is he? I mean, you put water. It would take him forever, but you put water in trays and you put it in a freezer. Saru.
Well, you can drive right through the McDonald's right here and get a bag of ice for $1.29.
You can also do that, or any convenience store. I don't know if he can drive though. He's a monkey.
Oh, true.
I mean, imagine a police officer pulling a guy in a monkey suit over. License and registration, please.
Right.
I don't know if that would
That's
exactly
that
work.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Told me he's making a monkey out of Jake.
I think he's the monkey's uncle.
Saru, come on, man. I gave you the 24 hours, and now it's well more than
He
that.
doesn't have a watch. I don't.
Maybe he has no
Yeah.
conception of time.
Right.
Monkeys don't wear watches.
Right. Right.
He might still think it's Thursday.
Possibly.
I don't know. But one of the challenges was answered, and if I can get that footage next week, I would very much love to.
It
But
is on our page.
It is on our page right now. Greetings from overseas, a sort of a Facebook pen pal of mine, the lovely and talented Ricky Gonda, who was a radio disc jockey out in the Philippines. 99.1, if that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
We got one too. But so hopefully next week about that. But there it was.
You're down PWA quite a bit. Maybe you and our crack staff can hunt down Saru.
I'll have to inquire to Joseph von Schmidt as to getting Saru. to
I know
comment.
him and King Swipes are really good friends.
Yeah, King Swipes. I don't know what's going on with Swipes, but there was
I did see a post.
there was an accident.
I did see a post.
Yeah, there was an accident, and Joseph von Schmidt, I think, took out accidentally King Swipes.
Oh, accidentally.
We're waiting for the development of that story.
Oh, it would have to be an accident with Joseph.
Yeah, well,
We would never do anything to anybody.
no,
You
of
wouldn't
course
hurt a
not.
fly.
Of course not. Of course not.
So we'll have to watch for future developments on that story.
Maybe that's
Yes.
why, because I messaged Swipes, but he might have been unconscious at the time.
It's possible.
So he would have never been able to get the message to the monkey.
Yeah, but there's big doings in PWA. Huge announcements every week coming at the anniversary show where they're going to debut the Squared Circle PWA TV title. They are having Zach Gowen. Of course,
I remember Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen.
of course, the man, he's got one leg.
Yep.
And his partner, who has cerebral palsy, is a wrestler as well. So
Interesting.
here's two fellas that overcome their disabilities.
Who's his
and-
partner's name?
Oh, it's on the PWA page, and I just can't remember.
Can't remember it. Okay.
But the both of them, have disabilities, and they've overcome their disabilities and become professional wrestlers, and they will be in the ring against Pedro Wandones and his partner. So it should
Dictator
be,
Dones.
Should
yes,
be a good match.
it should be a good match. And here's two fellas that have overcome their disabilities and actually are employed and are doing their job and are out there in the wrestling ring. So I implore anyone that claims to have a disability to jump into the wrestling ring, and I'll be glad to meet you there.
Exactly.
Well
Anybody
said.
can do it.
Thank you.
Well said.
Don't let disabilities hold you back.
Amen. It's coming from the man
September
himself.
27th. Balcony Banquet Facility.
That's
we have
correct.
a call on line 1.
Yes.
Let me see if I can't even reach the phone.
Uh,
What is going
Stretch,
on?
Hollywood, stretch.
Stretch it out.
You are live on the Squared Circle.
Hey guys, it's Bill. How you doing
Hi,
today?
Hey, you
Bill.
are wonderful.
What's going on, Bill?
I called. I've been watching the show. You guys are killing me with the Jets references of their season being over before it starts. And then I got Tom wearing a Boston Red Sox cap, and then you're killing TNA too. So
Yeah.
Yep. We're just killing you all together, aren't we?
killing me softly. So speaking of killing me softly, hey, what's your take on the whole thing with Jack Swagger? Where do you think they're going there? It seems like they're just really confused, and now he's got something going on with Bo Dallas. What are your thoughts there?
What are my thoughts? I see a little feud, and I see Swagger getting his motivation back by just taking it to Bo Dallas.
I think they made a huge mistake. They didn't want to bury Rusev, but I think by burying Swagger, it was just an error in their ways. I think, again, that I've been saying for a long time, they have no end game. They have no long-term plans. And it seems like they're going if not week to week, then month to month. And they really, like you said, they're confused and they don't know where the ship is going.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, John.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
to say, it looks the same way to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually I thought the whole thing was really good, good storyline. I think they could have went a little bit longer with it, even if they brought in like a second party, for Rusev, to fight Swagger. But then they brought Mark Henry in, but now it doesn't appear that he's doing anything with it. So, good storyline, but I think they just kind of dropped the ball on it, and no long-term plan there. So
They
agree.
should have kept it going a little bit longer. Maybe have the Russian flag fly, and at some point have the American flag fly.
Yeah,
They-
I
they-
really think that just to save face, Jack Swagger needed some sort of comeuppance on Rusev. But Rusev is the strong guy, and he's the new guy, so they're going to want to push that character. But like we said, I really think they painted themselves into a corner, and right now they don't know how to get out of it
Right.
because they don't want to make Rusev look bad, but yet they're allowing the Russian, the evil
Russian
guy
to take over.
to go over. Yeah,
Over on an American. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to have a
Hey,
happy medium there.
yep.
is Zeb Coulter, is he going to come back, or is he out for a while?
I don't know.
I haven't heard.
anything.
Yeah, I haven't heard a word about what's going on with that character.
Yeah.
I would
mean,
assume he'd come back.
But at some point, but I'm thinking maybe with all this, all these legends coming back, that Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes in waving the flag again.
Hey, you get a big push that way. Everybody loves Duggan,
Oh
so.
yeah, and he always carried the flag around. He had a few flag matches in his day.
Oh yeah.
So he'll come in and clock Rusev with the 2x4.
Or Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah,
Yep, Sergeant. I was just gonna say Sergeant Slaughter.
yeah. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be great too, Tom. I didn't even think of that. So, hey, are you guys going to the North Haven Fair, the show with I think it's the
Northeast
NEW?
Wrestling, yeah,
Absolutely.
Northeast Wrestling, yeah,
John
we
and
do that every
myself
year.
will be there.
John,
Yeah.
John and Tom will be there. I'll be tied up in meetings all day, unfortunately.
Yeah, we cover that, and we bring out the HD camera and film it every year, and we'll show the footage probably like 2 weeks after, by the time we get it edited and put together.
Oh, great! Look forward to seeing you guys there. I think that'll be a great show.
Thank you.
It'll be my first time going there, so always look forward to seeing you.
I'll tell you what,
last-
Northeast Wrestling puts on a hell of a show every year, and usually they have a friend of the show, Bull Dread, usually has a match and takes tears down the house, and they usually bring out either Brian Anthony or Matt Taven.
Short sleeve is back this year.
Short
too,
Sleeve
isn't it?
Sampson will be back this year, and he's getting into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame next year, and he's been on our show before. So they always bring out a good crew and put on a good show, about 40 minutes of action.
Yeah, I saw the lineup for some of the matches. I was like, look pretty good. So again, I look forward to that.
And of course
and,
that fair weekend is double duty for me
Yes.
because Ed McCarver and myself will be doing Talking with Tom on Saturday at the
Saturday.
North Haven Fair, and
Yep.
then I'm back with you on Sunday.
Yes.
keeping you busy, Tom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, this is for Jay. Jay, I remember one show, I think about 2 or 3 back, where you mentioned something about running the New Haven Road Race.
I will be.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You doing the 5 or the half marathon?
Probably just doing the 5 for this year. The goal is to do the marathon sooner or later.
Yeah, I'll be there, so I'll look for you. I'll be the one at the end of the half marathon, probably crawling across the finish line. But,
Yeah. Let me know how you do.
all right, guys, listen, enjoy. Thanks, great show, and look forward to seeing you at the matches in North Haven.
Thank
Thanks,
you. We'll
Bill.
see you then.
Thank you.
Always a great caller, Bill from North Haven.
Look forward to
Definitely.
that call every
Yep,
week.
yep. And if not the call, the drop in on the studio.
Exactly.
He's a great
it was
guy.
a pleasure having him here. That's for sure.
Yeah, and we met him a while back at the Balcony Banquet facility there.
There's also other Northeast Wrestling cards coming up. I'm glad he talked about that. There's
Yep.
September 19th in the Waterbury Powell Center or something like that.
Police Athletic League, yep.
Police Athletic League. And there's, I don't have the exact date, but a big, humongous tag team match involving the Young Bucks from Ring of Honor versus the Hardys.
Wow.
And they're talking about,
Should be interesting.
Yep. So an associate of mine is really psyched up about it.
Yeah, and Northeast Wrestling is also bringing in Evan Bourne. I think it's in New York, Fishkill. Is it back in Fishkill? But NortheastWrestling.com is where you can find all that information. And as we said, NEW always puts on a great show, and Bull Dread, is
Great
closely
friend of the
associated. Yeah, and he's always on their card somewhere. And if he's not on the card, he's backstage and helping out and giving sage advice
Oh, definite.
to some of the guys there. Because if anybody knows the business, it's Bull Dread.
Bull knows a lot.
And I'll tell you that the guy with the biggest heart in this business is Bull Dread.
I'll
and,
second that.
he's always willing to sit down, talk to people, analyze their matches, give you good advice. And outside of wrestling, he's always willing to sit down, give you good advice,
Yeah.
and hear you out. Because
He's a great guest when he comes on here too.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guests, like, one of you don't even. You just let him do all the talking. You don't
Pretty
even
much.
really have to say much.
Pretty much. And speaking of guests that did all the talking, Bulldog Blansky is celebrating his sobriety, and he's sticking with it. And God bless him.
God
And,
bless him.
every day,
God bless you, Bull.
every day is a struggle with people with that that kind of
And
addiction.
he coached my nephew,
Yeah.
back in East Haven High School.
Okay. Yeah, he's over there at the high school, and Jacob is starting actually tomorrow back at the school, and hopefully he's going to get into the wrestling program, and hang out with Bulldog a little bit. So we'll see, but keep it up, Bulldog. We love you, man.
We
Keep
love
going.
ya.
Keep going.
Great to have him back on the show a
I
couple
know.
of weeks back.
Yeah.
We'll have to get him on again eventually.
Oh my goodness.
Brought back some memories for us, huh, Jay?
We may have to do a 2 or 3 hour, or even a 3 hour episode. Or we may have to have him on consecutively for like 3 weeks straight.
Oh my. But that was fun. All we did last time was introduce him basically, and an hour later we're like, oh, we got to wrap it up.
Could you imagine doing a show with him and Mario?
Oh. Well, I won't even have to show up. We'll just let the two of them go.
We'd have to, if we started at about 5, maybe if we were lucky, we'd finish up around midnight.
Yeah. And then talk for another 2 hours in the parking lot.
Exactly.
My goodness.
And
but
then,
yeah.
and then go to breakfast at like 3 in the morning
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and talk some more.
Yeah. I mean, talk about two of the great guests that we've had.
Absolutely.
But Bulldog, keep it up, man.
Keep it up.
Stay strong.
Keep it up, brother. Because anyway, I got some more Hogan news.
Oh my.
What are you gonna hit us with now?
You talked to a reporter for the Orlando Sentinel about his new deal with the WWE. He's got a 3-year contract.
To promote the network.
Promote the
For
network.
$9.99.
For $9.99. Thinks that maybe they could have done a little more with him to begin with, but he's not like too upset about it. Just giving his opinion to a reporter.
Right.
Talked about his role in TNA as an on-air authority figure. He described it in one word: nightmare.
Yeah.
Quote,
For
unquote.
everybody.
His ultimate goal right now is to somehow convince Vince McMahon and Triple H, even though they're totally opposed to the idea, that
don't
he
say
still
it.
has
Don't say
one
it.
more
Don't say
in
it.
him.
Don't say
I
it.
don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be able to convince Vince McMahon and
No.
Triple H that
No.
he'd like to face John Cena at WrestleMania 31. Well, maybe if they start WrestleMania
There's a
out.
switch compared to what we saw last night.
Right,
There's a
right.
switch.
Maybe he's buttering them up.
Buttering them up. Maybe he's going to pass the
Maybe
torch.
we'll see a feud. Maybe we'll see a feud now develop between. Oh God!
I think.
Don't say it.
No.
Don't say it.
I think that if for some reason he was able to successfully pull off the match with Cena, it'd be almost like passing the torch. He'd definitely have to lose,
Oh,
and they'd have to make it a quick one.
that would be horrible.
Right.
Please
If
don't
you're
do
gonna,
that to us.
honestly, if you're gonna bring back Hogan, right, at least bring back the Iron Sheik and let them fight, because I think the Iron Sheik would be awesome.
I think the Iron Sheik would take him. I think.
Yes, he would. Yes, he
Oh
would.
my God!
Other things about Hogan, he's also signed on for a movie role in a new WWE Studios movie project, according to Deadline.com. The movie is set to star guest hosts Ken Jeong, David Hasselhoff, Jung is slated for the lead role as a struggling nightclub owner in debt to a loan shark who sets out to win his long-running celebrity death pool by offing his chosen celebrity, David Hasselhoff. The comedy
I thought he
is,
was dead already.
Right.
quote,
it's kinda-
career is.
the comedy Untitled Celebrity Death Pool is being co-produced by Hyde Park Entertainment and Image Nation Abu Dhabi. Sounds like it's going to be a box office hit.
Whoa, yeah.
#1 draw.
Oh my God.
They'll be talking about that. I mean, get the Oscar ready.
More like box office bomb.
Right.
Box
right.
office bomb.
Holy way.
Uh,
Straight to
Oh,
video. And I
straight-
don't mean DVD, straight to VHS.
straight to VHS.
Oh my God.
Because that's about the last time Hogan's movie career was
I
relevant.
think they should give us $9.99 just to watch it.
Oh, yeah, yes, yes, yes.
$999.
Please
maybe.
don't do that to us.
Please. don't do the match and the movie. I'm not so sure about neither. Seriously.
At
Even though,
least in the movie
even though
you
that's
get
a little more safer than
David
wrestling.
Hasselhoff.
Oh,
Really?
And this Ken Jeong. Who's Ken Jeong? I know Kim Jong Un. He's North Korea, right?
He was in Ken Jeong. He was in Role Models. He was in Hangover. Oh, he did what?
Oh, the
yeah.
Asian guy in Hangover.
Yeah,
You guys were messed
he
up
is
last
funny. He's done
Yeah,
some funny
okay.
stuff, and he's had some funny commercials as of late. And I think he's a funny guy. And it's pretty sad that he's going to get stuck in that apparently piece of
Yeah.
doo-doo.
Crappy movie, that's for sure.
You know.
We have another call coming in. You are live on Squared Circle.
That Hogan movie sounds like it's the worst movie since I saw Tom Dacey in Burial Boys a few years ago.
Oh!
Hey, at least I didn't make. At least I wasn't on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Good evening, gentlemen.
I
Good
had.
evening.
Jay, nice job with the ice bucket challenge that I saw a few moments ago.
I understand you got
I
challenged
saw
yourself.
yours. I
Yeah,
saw
we saw
yours,
yours.
Goob.
Yeah, mine's on Facebook. You could see that. I was also called out by Mr. Trivia, and I took the challenge and called out a few people. It actually was a lot of fun, and it's for a good cause. And I see everybody's doing it now. And I did see, and I think you guys mentioned it last week. Vince McMahon took the challenge and then called out Donald Trump.
He did.
Yeah.
I don't know if Donald Trump accepted or not.
I don't know if Trump's toupee will be able to handle it, but
I know.
It may be the lead into next year's Celebrity Apprentice if they have it. So, but anyway, good program. I was glad you mentioned it, John, because I was thinking putting a show on Thursday night opposite NFL football. I thought, no matter who's playing,
Right.
whether it be the lowly Fish or our beloved Jets, that I would think that would hurt ratings against Thursday night football. So whatever this new wrestling show is going to be on Thursday night.
How about those Jets? How are they doing?
Everybody knows preseason doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
Unless the Jets win, of course.
well, the Vikings are 3-0, so
When we crushed the Oakland Raiders, who I think arguably I got the preseason pick to win the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, the Oakland Raiders. But when our Jets, when Geno Smith and company crushed them on opening day, I want you to say, you know what? That Ed McCarver knows what he's talking about.
well, that might be the first time anyone said that. No.
We'll have
You
to
have a
talk to
point,
Maureen
young man.
about that.
Yeah. We tease, Ed. We tease.
Just one more thing I wanted to mention, and it's a little bit off topic, but you mentioned that the Emmys were on last night.
Yep.
If there's a better show in history than Breaking Bad, then I haven't seen it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Breaking
No,
Bad throughout the season.
I haven't got that one yet.
But it's I used to think nothing was better than Tony Soprano, Gandolfini and the
Yep.
Sopranos and
Yep.
David Chase and all that. And then I saw Breaking Bad. It's just, if I could describe it in 2 words, it's awesome.
Awesome.
It's tremendous.
How
And
many
I-
seasons did that run, Ed? Do you know?
I I think it ran 6 seasons.
Wow,
Because what I
see-
did last year, AMC had a Breaking Bad marathon
Yeah.
leading up into the final. So I just DVR'd the whole thing, and in the space of about 5 weeks, I saw.
Yeah,
all
see,
6
I'm
seasons.
afraid because I have it on Netflix, and I almost click on it, and I'm like, you know what? It's just such a huge undertaking, you know, to watch 6 seasons, you know, like 20 episodes a season. You know, you're looking at 100 hours of just.
Yeah. And it's easy for me because I'm, except for working for Tom, I'm retired most of the time. So you know, I have to schedule my Tuesdays a little differently
Yep.
because of the gentleman to your right.
And
But,
of course, don't forget next Tuesday, Ed.
yes, and I heard you say the double duty next week, so I'll have to take an extra one-a-day vitamin for those 2 events. But all right, gentlemen, that's all for me tonight.
Okay, we're gonna see you in New Haven, Ed.
I'm not 100% committed yet. If I do it, it'll be the 5K.
I'll be
And,
doing the 5K.
Well, if anybody needs to be 100% committed.
And
I'm
I noticed, and Jay, you'll probably appreciate this. Last year I did the 5K, and it was brutal at the start. It was too crowded. They're actually gonna separate men's and women's, so the
are they?
it won't be as crowded at the beginning.
And which group would you be running with?
Are you in the women's?
This year I may run as a woman. I don't know here. So.
I'm on a roll
Rosie
here,
Ruiz
Ed.
division.
All right, we will see you next Tuesday.
All right, gentlemen, take it easy.
Thank you very
you.
much.
Take care, Ed.
The incomparable Ed McCarver, ladies and gentlemen.
And of course, we love Ed McCarver.
Yes,
we
we do.
tease him a lot. But he's fun. He's a good guy. He's a very good sport.
Great guy.
And yeah, I did see his ice bucket challenge.
I have to have a look at that one.
Yeah, it was one of the better ones.
Was it better?
Yes, it
does it
was.
top mine?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it was more amusing. Sorry, but it was more amusing.
More music. Somebody said we should nominate Walter Mann. I don't know. About
I think
that.
he's too busy to stop.
Hey, too busy to
Oh,
stop.
this guy, Walter. is-
I came here tonight,
Wait, was he
and
in
he
charge
was,
of like 10 studios now?
I came here tonight, and he was running around like crazy. They had a show right before us tonight.
Yeah, they taped the show right before us, and there were some technical difficulties, and he was running around. And Nick, part of our crack staff, Nick and Zach and Lisa, worked it all out and got it done, and got us on the air on time.
Amazing.
And,
Good job,
Yeah,
as
just
always.
watching these guys in action, it was like just step back and get the heck out of the way.
We have a great staff here at NHTV.
Yes.
That's one thing I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
Ed and I always say, they have the tough job of making us look good.
Yeah. Well,
And-
for me, looking good comes naturally.
You know,
but-
and in the middle of all that, Zach got your ice bucket challenge ready to go on air, and
Way to
you know,
go, Zach.
Yeah, I mean these men and ladies are just fantastic at what they do, and as you said, they make us look good every week. And
I can't appreciate them enough.
no matter what we throw at them, it's like, oh, we need this picture, we need this video, we need
Yeah.
this. You know, can you get? And boom,
Just like
they're right
that.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But almost ready to wrap things up here. So a little reminder about the Monday Night War episode television series on the network is about to start or has started already.
Has started.
I believe so. Monday Nitro is coming next week, I believe,
That's correct.
and the network is now seen in 170 countries.
Yeah, the WWE put out a DVD a while back about the Monday Night War, and my opinion, it was more closer to the facts than this first episode of the Monday Night War. A little revisionist history going on.
Is there?
Vince McMahon comes on and he talks about going live, you know, for Monday Night Raw, and you know, and he says to the effect that it was his decision to try something radical and different. What he leaves out is he was forced to go live because Eric Bischoff was coming on the air 5 minutes before Raw would go on the air and giving the results of it, which forced him to go live. So he left that little detail out in this incarnation of the Monday Night War, and he did admit to it in the previous DVD release. So I was kind of like, you know.
Revisionist history, trying
Yeah.
to, educate the dumb mark.
Yeah, well,
perhaps?
I mean, the younger audience and the people that, are, our age or above that actually lived the Monday Night War or, have researched it before and know the actual events from both sides of the story. And I haven't seen any interviews with Bischoff as of yet.
Well, is Bischoff even involved with the WWE at this moment? Or is he still
They do
involved?
have archival footage actually from that, from the old DVD. So they could cut him in
Right.
from previous from previous interviews, and they have shown a couple of older interviews with different people and just shown the date of the interview. So I mean, I think having Bischoff's perspective is important because obviously he was the engineer and architect of the WCW at that time. But I mean, it's interesting if you haven't seen any of it. It's interesting to watch.
I started watching some of it this morning.
Did you catch that? That he kind of like made it sound like it was his idea to go live on Monday nights, and
I'll have to take a look at it myself.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see Nitro because I never really watched Nitro that much because I was always a Monday Night Raw fan.
Yeah, I mean some of what they were doing was really innovative and different, and Bischoff really raised the bar in what was going on. And if you talk to and you listen to Jericho, who was in WCW at the time, and Eddie Guerrero, and a lot of those guys, especially that cruiserweight division, those smaller guys that did a lot of high flying work. I mean, it was an alternative, and it was a good alternative to WWE.
They had interesting things
at the time.
The cruiserweight division for sure.
So it's fun to watch, and a lot of the guys that were on WCW ended up migrating.
Jumping ship
Yeah.
eventually.
And
there was a
just
lot of
like the
jumping
other
ship
way,
back
yeah.
and forth and then back again.
Right, just like the other way around.
Definitely.
But it's a great product, and as I've said over and over and over, I wish somebody else would be there and be a stiff competition.
I know,
Absolutely.
definitely. But with 2 minutes left, I got to wrap things up. But first of all, the worst of the week, Bronze. Come on, Saru, give me an answer. Yes or no? Everybody else is doing it. What's wrong with the monkey getting wet? Kermit even got wet. The Cookie Monster got wet. Come on, man. The runner-up goes to Seth Rollins for eulogizing Dean Ambrose. Nothing happened to Dean Ambrose. Don't you realize about all these dead wrestlers out there? I mean, all the unfortunate things that have happened over the past several decades. Have a little heart, man. Think about it. And John Cena, you're the worst of the week because you want to go ahead and get another butt kicking by Brock Lesnar. You go right ahead, man. It serves you right.
He's got to do it, though.
I mean, once shame on the second time, shame on you. I guess that's how the
if you
saying
look at the
goes.
history of it, though, he won the first match, as Hogan pointed out. He won the first match. He lost this time, so it is the rubber match. And, it's going to be, who is,
Brock Lesnar.
well, more than likely you're right, but it remains to be seen. And, of course, he had to do that.
And to borrow a line from Hollywood J, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
What's that?
Tonight is my last show at the age of 49.
Oh, Lord, you're turning.
The big 5-0.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
But we got to roll here, man.
Yep.
I gotta get you your birthday cake here.
Yeah.
This is John Zimmerman, Thunderous. I'm Hollywood J.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next
See you next
Tuesday. Good
Tuesday.
night and good luck.